We love living local. We are Scott and Kelly Greats, third generation Central New Yorkers who live, work, and play right here in the heart of New York.
The mission of this podcast is to shine a spotlight on the people, places, and events that make our community an amazing place to live.
We don't run ads. We don't talk politics. Our only ask is that you help us spread the love that we have for this community by sharing these episodes with your neighbors.
Now sit back, relax, and enjoy this episode.
Hey, welcome back to another weekly recap. Christmas time, but ironically, we've got like all food and beverage to talk about this past week. But listen, I mean, Christmas time means different.
I don't want to cook, and
it means different things to different people.
Yeah.
And to us, it means celebrating with food and spirits.
And trying to get together with friends before we are with family for pretty much a week and a half.
So let's get at it. A lot of takeout this week. And we'll start with Cacciatore's in Ilion. This is a duo, side by side, same owners, but Cacciatore's and Primo Pizzeria on Behringer Road in Ilion. We got greens.
We had a small gathering of friends and stuff, and it was a Thursday night, and everybody worked, so we ordered pizzas and greens, and the greens were really, really good. The serving was huge.
Yeah, and everyone has different, we talk about Utica with greens and tomato pie, and everyone has their favorites and their different versions of it. There's so many different things you can do with greens. So another quick plug, we didn't go there last week, but Whiskey McGill's does all sorts of versions of greens. They've got potatoes, they've got sausage, they got chicken,
bacon.
Now these are all different versions. They're not just one helping. But one thing that stood out about Cacciatore's is a lot of people aren't crazy about the real heavily breaded. You're the cook, you can take it from here. But I mean, these were more true greens.
Yeah, they didn't have a ton of filling in them. And the heavily breaded greens are sometimes, you lose the taste of the actual greens, you know, and I liked them because it had a little bit of spice to it, but it wasn't.
They had some heat.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is the green part of the greens?
Escarole.
Yeah. So that is, as someone who worked in banking and now insurance, that always confuses me because I feel
not an escarole account. Yeah.
I feel like my tax and insurance money is being held.
Greens are extremely tough to make because like you boil the escarole and it's a lot like spinach, like it wilts down. So you need a ton of it to make a serving, like a family serving. So that is definitely something that we order out a lot and I don't make at home.
There you go. All right. So Cacciatore's, shout out number one. Take out the next night. We were out in Dowsville for a basketball game. On the way home, we stopped in Herkimer, where you will find Fat Cats. And Fat Cats will put up against just about anyone locally as one of the best seafood markets around.
Yeah. If you want prepared food, like they have an extensive menu, like we've gotten their fried scallop dinner, their fish fries. Connor's go-to is the fried shrimp dinner. And even for like Jenna, who doesn't like seafood, they do a chicken finger basket. So they're not just limited to seafood there, but for Scott and I on a Friday night, we definitely love a fish fry. So, but the other thing to let you know about Fat Cats is they have fantastic, like fresh fish that you can cook at home. We have gotten scallops there and cooked them at home. Their clams during the summer are great.
Salmon.
So yeah, their salmon is really, really good. So it's a good stop for seafood. And even if your kids don't like seafood, you can get other dinners there too, to try and make everybody happy. But it was really good.
I had a work lunch, went to Babes. I let the employee that I went to lunch with choose. He chose Babes. He's it's so funny how everyone has different experiences with food, different palates. Connor, I'll mention him by name, from the Utica office. We met. He just turned 26 or 27. So he's younger. And he's like, they have the best chicken parm I've ever had in my life.
Really?
Yeah. So he got the chicken parm.
Our go-to there was always the chicken riggies at Babes when we were in high school. They're very different. They're the white sauce. They're like a cream sauce instead of like a red spicy. So yeah.
Yeah. And it kind of brought me back to our early days let's get all nostalgic here. But that we used to go to, yes, the Olive Garden, right?
Oh,
Out in
God, so
Rochester.
bad.
We were just pups, just little kids. We'd get like the $2 off coupon, and they did the unlimited salad and
Stupid salad,
breadsticks.
yeah.
And I would always get chicken
Chicken
parm.
parm, yep.
And I don't even think we weren't of legal
No,
drinking
we
age,
could not
so
drink.
it was like iced teas and water. And just to prove how long we'd been together, our total bill was like $23,
for sure.
and with the tip, we'd get out of there for like right around 30 bucks.
Yep.
And that was like a big fancy night out for us. So anyway, when Connor said they have the best chicken parm ever, I immediately went back to our Rochester days at Olive Garden when I thought they had the best chicken parm ever. And look, I'm not saying Babes doesn't have the best chicken parm. Maybe they do. Frankly, I never order chicken parm when I go out.
No, we never order chicken when we go out.
But it might be the best. I don't know. Anyway, here's what I do want to mention about Babes. And shame on me for not grabbing the gentleman's name. But if you've ever been to Babes, you've had the same manager come up to you and ask if everything's okay, how your meal is, every single time. I mean, back to, I don't even, not high school days, because I did ask him. I said, man, you have been consistently here and checking in on people for how long now? And I think he said like 26 years.
Oh, crazy.
And so, it does go a long way, right? As far as just management on site and accountability and quality. In the service industry, unfortunately, is something that we're kind of losing. So anyway, so I thought that was kind of cool about Babes, which leads me into, we're not going to spend a lot of time on this because we just talked about Taylor and the Cook a couple of weeks ago. But we had a group dinner with some friends. Joe Aiello, I know you're listening. Okay. Big shout out to Joe. That's it. That's all I got. But he was with us. We went to Taylor and the Cook on Saturday night. And I don't know if it was the owner who was working on the fireplace or just one of the managers. But we were in the little cocktail area by the wood burning fireplace, which is awesome. And might have been one of the owners, might have been a manager, but he was stoking the fire, replenishing the wood, just small talk with us, asked if there's anything he could get for us so we didn't have to get up because we certainly look comfortable. And he ended it with, I'm glad you guys came in tonight.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure he says that to everyone, but
it felt genuine.
It felt very genuine. Yeah. And so words matter.
Yep.
People want to be seen. They want to be heard. They want to be made to feel special, and things like that go a long way. So, in your business, with your personal brand, at your job, focus on those little things. Sometimes we get caught up on the big splash moments and how can we wow people. Sometimes you can wow people by looking them in the eye and sincerely meaning, I'm glad you came in today.
Just having a good conversation.
So that's all I have on Taylor and the Cook, because we just covered them.
Let's go to Heidelberg.
Yeah,
let's talk about Heidelberg. So
German.
I think I grocery shop every day in some
capacity,
way or form, like whether I'm picking stuff up on the way home and we go through a ton of bread at our house. Go-to breakfast is toast for, our kids. And so Heidelberg has their plant right up, what's it called?
Tractor Supply.
Up near Tractor Supply.
Yeah,
Industrial Park.
Yeah,
I think it's called
park
something like
in
that.
Frankfurt.
But anyway, I had a conversation with a nutritionist. And, I said, should I stay away from bread? And she said, no, you don't necessarily have to stay away from bread. She goes, but a good choice would be whole wheat bread from Heidelberg, because if you look at the ingredients, there are 4 ingredients in the bread. Whereas if you look at your other bread that you might be buying from a larger corporation, the ingredient list is long and extensive because of preservatives and all that other stuff.
Looks like a scientific formula.
Half of the stuff you can't even pronounce. So a little plug for Heidelberg and their quality of bread that they put out. But then also up at ADK, which is the gas station there, you can get a loaf of Heidelberg bread for $3. At Hannaford and Walmart, they are charging like $5.50.
Yeah, ADK, right off of 5S, bottom of Higbee, Frankfurt Fairgrounds. we say gas station and it's kind of not fair, right? Because they do really good pizzas and subs.
Chicken sandwich.
And
I picked up a chicken sandwich it was that same night that I bought the bread, and Connor had been working over at the pizzeria. And when he gets out of work, really the last thing he wants is a pizza because he's been making it and serving it all night long. So I got him one of the chicken sandwiches that come like in the foil bag and everything. And he said it was really, really good.
Yeah, no, the quality is good, and it's a big facility, and prices are certainly
Mhm.
within, and if you have cash, the cash price on gas is always super competitive over there too.
Mhm.
So yeah, all kinds of options at ADK. There's one we can plug. We didn't even know it. We're up to
There
like
you
8
go.
or 9 now. The other thing, real quick, on ingredients in food. And those that know me know I'm certainly not a nutritional forward thinking. But anyway, um, if you look at ingredients, I think it was Todd, a friend of ours, physical therapist. He's like, keep it real simple. If you look at the ingredients list on the box, and you don't know what the first word is, don't buy it.
Yeah,
He's like,
for sure.
it should be pretty simple. Like if the first ingredient is something that you can, verbalize and you understand what it is,
Know what it is.
then
Like you're
then
eating
that's
something
good.
you have no idea what it is.
If not, then it's a chemical and it's
Yeah.
not good for you. So anyway, there's my nutritional tip of the day. And with that, we'll close out with a couple bars. So we stopped at Seven Hamlets in Westmoreland.
Oh my gosh. So this is
Let's
so
see if we
funny.
could draw some hate here. I mean, we
No,
tried
we're
to
not drawing any hate.
I
We're
might-
just gonna be honest.
we try to keep some, try to keep it very politically correct. We don't talk politics. You heard that, right? But we're both Fisher, St. John Fisher grads, and there's this little cross the street rivalry with Nazareth, right? Naz people. We're on the right side of East Ave, they're on the other side. And we walked into Seven Hamlets and there was a band there that originated at Naz College.
Yeah. College band. I think they're still
No, I
don't know.
They were young. I don't
were
think they're
young.
still in college.
And they
but
had a big group with them, which led me to believe this was one of their first or second
Yeah.
performances at a
Look.
bar, at a venue.
I'll just say that it was the type of product I expected from Naz kids.
Oh my God, stop it.
All
So
right,
the
there-
first song was really, really good. And we're not even gonna say the name of it. And yeah. We stayed for a beer and then and their beer selection. Their beers are really, really good there.
Yeah.
And they have a really cool food truck
Yep.
outside, located right outside the bar that like you don't even have to go wait in line. They give you a code and you snap a picture with your phone and they bring the food right to you in the bar. So
Yeah.
that's kind of cool that
Yeah, it's a
brewery
great
offers that.
setup.
Yeah.
Obviously this time of year, outdoor seating doesn't matter, but they have a fantastic outdoor seating area.
Well, they
where
had it
do
all
music.
plastic with the heaters out there. There were quite a few people sitting out there. So that what they try to do is they try to make their patio somewhat
Useful.
year round.
Yeah.
It's a little chillier, but they have a ton of those heating lamps out there. So
Yeah, a great space, great selection of food and drinks, and typically really great music. And this band might get there.
we did that. And we, like I said, we stayed for a beer and then we left. So
We caught 3 songs.
they
Yeah.
played a Taylor Swift song and I got
Yeah.
a recording of it.
I think
and sent it
that's-
to Jenna and she got,
I think that's when we
I
left.
think that's when Scott said, let's get out.
That
of
was
here.
it
So,
for
yeah,
me. But anyway, hopefully I get some people angry with that
I hope you don't.
because we just keep it close to the vest and we're just going to open it up and see who's really paying attention here. Then we stopped at the Killer Brew, which was a total opposite crowd,
Yeah.
kind of a New Hartford towny bar.
Yeah.
The Army Navy game was just getting done.
Yeah.
It was kind of quiet, no music, about a dozen townies at the bar.
And it was so funny because I looked at Scott and I said, we are going from this atmosphere. And then after that, we went to Taylor and the Cook to meet our friends for dinner. And it was a total different atmosphere and crowd. And so we like to mix it up a little bit. I feel like we fit in with both crowds. So
try out different spots.
Yeah.
And, nothing wrong with the Killer Brew. We've had plenty of good times there, but centrally located. So good stuff. That's it. That's our 7 or 8. We threw an ADK. So, just again, Christmas season. There's so much going on. We already had the teddy bear toss. Our boy Steve McMurray and WKTV did the Toys for Tots.
Yeah.
Stuff the bus. I saw Movac here, the ambulance company locally. They were doing a toy
Toy drive, yeah.
collection. A lot of your local civic community organizations are doing things. So obviously, great time of the year to support those who need support. I'm not going to mention, obviously, the school district. I'll bash Nazareth in loving, respectful way. But I won't mention the name of the school district. But just be aware that there are plenty of children, more than you probably realize, who really struggle this time of year. So we think of all the happiness and joy and Santa and the gifts and it's really a celebration of abundance, if I'm being honest, for many of us, right? Where we spend money that is just stupid sometimes, that for things that kids don't even need or necessarily want. And then talking to a teacher over the weekend who said, I have quite a few students who actually dread this time of year because they get breakfast and lunch at the school, and families don't have money for Christmas, and legit kids going hungry and not getting gifts while others are celebrating abundance. So just be aware. And I guess the other thing, and we'll talk about it when we get to January, but there's a lull come January. Everyone kind of goes all in on charitable giving and donations, and it helps at the end of the year from a tax standpoint for bigger businesses to do things. And we get caught up in the holiday season. But then in January, the food pantry shelves are empty again. This is a endless battle, right? It keeps going and going and going. And so we'll bring different initiatives and things that people can do locally to help in January, February, because those are the roughest months,
especially with the weather around here too. It's difficult.
So there's the weekly recap, my 2 cents on things that you may or may not care about. Hopefully you care. You're still here, so you're listening. That's good. We have a really exciting Hey Neighbor coming up on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Matt St. Croix is going to talk to you about CNY Savage, the basketball, different basketball events that are going on. And also don't forget that we have our Utica Comets ticket giveaway for this coming Friday night, which is the 15th. We've got a pair of 2, and then we've got a set of 3 tickets that we're giving away right on the glass. You can check out the website for more information there. So with that, hope everyone has a great week. We'll see you out there.
Thank you for tuning in to another Love Living Local episode. Before you head out to support all things Central New York, we just have one ask of you. Please help us share the love we have for our community by sharing this podcast with a neighbor of yours. We truly appreciate you. In fact, you are one of the many reasons we love living local.